And now we come on to our final topic. I mean, yes, it's only 3, but hopefully these Q&As have been good. I picked ones that we could go a little bit longer on.
I mean, we padded out 45 minutes so far.
Yes,
we kind
of... we're kind of mastering this 45 to an hour padding out. So, Mitch, the big news is the X-Men go Multiverse of Madness. Now,
one of them.
Anyway. One of them, yes. Now, depending on other leaks and things and more leaks that happened just this morning in relation to Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds can say he's not in the film all he wants, but the same people that had previs that's been 100% spot on also leaked Deadpool previs. So,
did they actually?
Yep.
Oh, I've missed this.
Yep.
Oh.
He's in one of those containment chambers that literally showed up in the Deadpool movie, and it's literally spotted in one of the rooms in the trailer. So it's look, the big question here is, and it's not whether X-Men are Multiverse of Madness. Is Marvel and Disney ballsy enough to give me Mutant X from UPN in continuity? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I mean, apparently there's a specific someone who's currently on a Star Trek show who wasn't a Marvel show is in this, so and anything can happen now.
Yeah, bro, this is wild. It's I mean,
I want to was Deadpool like because we now know Patrick Stewart was always in this movie. He was all like pre-reshoots and everything.
Yeah.
Is Deadpool a last minute thing, or like the more recent reshoot thing, or was he in it before?
Remember when when they were shooting that whole sequence with Taika as Korg and Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and right around that time we started to hear Ryan Reynolds is doing a couple things, and one of them is for Doctor Strange. And I honestly, I'm gonna believe that this is something that is gonna happen. I mean, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense. I mean,
it does, but that's going to be so like, oh, this is a horror movie. Like you can tell Sam Raimi's like leaning into that side of things from this trailer, but then Deadpool's in the middle of it. That's a bit.
I bet you they're going to have a muzzle on him.
Totally jarred.
Yeah. And
I still don't. I do not buy. Right. I can. No, he's in the movie. Fine, cool, whatever. They're having fun with cameos. I can accept that.
Yeah.
I refuse to outright buy and believe that he's on that poster. I do not buy that. That's Deadpool in that poster in the slightest.
The shading in the light does make it look like it, but of course
it does. But if you look slightly to the right, you can also make out a Deadpool there. There's no way they're going to have like 3 Deadpools on the poster. There's no chance.
I do want to preface this and explain this to people. The reason in the dark, as a human, or when you look into trees in the dark, the reason you see faces and things that look scary is because through evolution, we've learned to fear the dark because there's things in there. Our ancestors legit thought there was monsters in there. It evolved into us, and we still see faces everywhere now because of it. So I showed that to Shay, and she was like, what am I supposed to see? I was like, oh, you don't see anything? She was like, no. And then I was like, do you see Deadpool? She's like, no. Do you see this image of him doing the shh? She goes, oh, now I see it. I'm like, because I showed you.
Yeah.
It's that type of thing, right?
You're only seeing it when someone points it out.
Yep.
I just don't buy it. No, it's not like for everything else on that poster, like you got the Halla star for Captain Marvel. You got the shoulder of Tom Cruise's Iron Man. So that's absolutely Tom Cruise. I ain't believing otherwise. You can see other people in there. Why would the Deadpool one be that blurry and that hard to make out?
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't add up.
No, I agree with all that. And again, that trailer is loaded with a couple other things. Obviously, the Patrick Stewart thing is the biggest thing. Like Professor X. I mean,
I legit believe that trailer gave away a lot of the plot.
Same.
It might help that I unfortunately read one of the specific plot leaks that kind of ends up to what was shown in that trailer. But yeah, I think that trailer was quite a lot.
It was.
But then if they're showing us that much, then what are they hiding?
Yeah.
Because they showed it, like, I would never have said in a million years, yeah, they teased Patrick Stewart in this trailer. In the first trailer, they
Yeah.
teased Patrick Stewart. That's kind of.
I mean, this is their big Spider-Man
kind of-
moment. I don't think they reveal any more cameos. I think maybe they'll reveal Patrick Stewart full face head on in the next trailer, but that's it. I don't think they're gonna like, hey guys,
I
we
think
got
you
this and
might
that.
get the Illuminati. I think you might.
Yeah.
There's got to be more cameos outside of the 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
And I can't decide if there's only 6 chairs with a gap in between, or if there's 6 chairs and a gap in between for Patrick Stewart, because apparently he's in the hover chair.
Mm-hmm.
So is that how that's laid out in there? I can't tell. I'm going to assume it is.
Yeah.
But then again, the Illuminati is only 6 people, so.
I mean, it's definitely, this trailer got a lot of buzz, and rightfully so. I did the thing again where I went and looked at my friends and people I knew and their friends that, you know, like mutual friends with, that were like, I'm done with MCU after Endgame. They all saw Spider-Man. They've all seen every show, and they're all sharing Doctor Strange. So when are you guys actually going to be done with this? I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for this.
Well, I mean, a movie finishes at some point, right? That's when you're done with it. It's like I've given up smoking in between cigarettes.
Oh, amazing.
I don't drink between the pub closing hours. Like,
oh, wow.
it's
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, in regards to some of the other rumors we've heard and other characters in this film, what do you think? Who do you think else we get? I mean, my favorite one, and I desperately want it to happen, I want Anson Mount to show up as Black Bolt.
I mean,
Put him in the proper suit. Just give us that suit, because he is such a good actor. Like,
no, he might have been the Star Trek actor in a Marvel show that's coming back that I was referring to earlier. But,
yeah, if you guys go and watch him in Star Trek, my God, he shines through. And also go watch Hell on Wheels, where he played a like cowboy, you know, set during some of the worst times in American history. He acts through his teeth. Like, he dances circles around everybody. So if he's in this, man, I'm gonna like, I need it.
I say all they need to do, like, keep the suit he had on the show, tweak it a little bit, make the lightning bolt stick out a bit more, and give him the crown. That's all you need to do.
That's
all you need to do, and he'd look fantastic in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't even be mad if they just reboot him with him. In fact, he even get I can never remember her name. It's something Swan. Is it Surinder Swan?
Oh, Surinder Swan, yeah.
Yeah, get her back from this. She was fine.
I thought she was great. Like, she looked the part. And she's a good actress too, so.
Don't give her this weird flat purple molded dress, because
yeah.
That thing looked really weird. You know, get them both back. Recast everyone else. We don't need anyone else. But who else would I want in this? I think actually I know. I think I said it before. If we're getting Tom Cruise's Iron Man, I want, depending on how this movie goes. I don't know if the Illuminati is like this reality's Avengers, or if it's a collection of different reality meeting up in this one timeline.
That's kind of what I'm gonna go with. That's my theory. Like, it's
that's how I was leaning on it as well. If that's the case, then that means we have an Avengers lineup where Tom Cruise is Iron Man,
and I need to see that.
100%. Make it so you get like John Krasinski, Captain America. You get like Charlie Hunnam, Thor. Just get it. Not necessarily the whole team. Just give me that core 3.
Yeah.
Just that core 3 of inside baseball. You know, these were up for the roles of these characters before we came to these guys. Just give me that. I just want to see that shot.
Yeah.
And I'll be perfectly fine. You know, you could go the extra mile and say, "Hey, here's Zoe Deschanel Wasp. Here's here's Emily Blunt as Black Widow."
Now,
you know, I can't think of who
I
was
do want
up
to
for
bring this
Ant-Man.
one up because people have been discussing it. Patrick Stewart is back. He said,
yes,
the only time he's doing it again is if he comes back with Hugh Jackman. Is Jackman in this film?
No, Jackman's not coming back.
Yeah.
The same people that have leaked this entire movie that also leaked No Way Home have said Jackman doesn't want to come back.
Yeah, which I hope it's true. Like I don't need him as Wolverine, but I would love to see him in that suit. That's all I really want. You know, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
So Affleck is not coming back as Daredevil.
Nope, that ain't happening. No.
I need to put that out there. He's not coming back. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
I think Affleck's going to be the easier one to get back than Hugh Jackman.
Uh-huh. Well, currently he's out there trying to steal back the Infinity Stones from J-Lo, so if he succeeds in that mission, he'll be swinging back. See, I could be topical, kids. I watched the Super Bowl and saw them. I know what the haps is, the things. Pop
so I saw them spot the camera on them and then turn away.
Yeah.
It's like, no, leave me alone. Poor Affleck. I feel sorry for that guy. But no, that's the core thing I'd want to see. Anything else is just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I know at this point, because Reddit's apparently writing these multiverse movies now, we're going to get Krasinski as Reed Richards. I know that for a fact. If he's not in there, I'm going to be shocked.
Are you telling me that Disney is taking the fan fiction Reddit approach like they took with Rise of Skywalker and putting everything fans say into the film? Because
but this time it's what the fans would want, not what they don't want.
No, not what they don't want, but what they said they wanted. You gotta explain how Rey is so powerful. They do. Well, we didn't want that. That's legit what you said, though. Stupid people. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, Doctor Strange in the subreddit of madness. Like.
Oh, he would truly go mad reading some of those comments. Oh.
Now, my question is, right, is this Xavier, I legit forgot his name then. Is this Charles Xavier the one we've known from the Fox movies, or is this just a nod to the casting?
Okay, so I was kind of flipping back and forth between this one and talking to a very casual friend of mine who, again, saw Spider-Man, loved it. And the big point factor of wanting to see that film was it's the same characters I grew up with, nostalgia. I'm leaning on it has to be the same one because they just outright now own those films. It's not even partition. And we're seeing Feige, he's willing to work with anything that came before now because they realize the factor. If you tell people, yeah, it's the same Patrick Stewart, honestly, that nostalgia just kicks straight up and you're like, yep, I'm in. So I'm going to go with, I think it is going to be the same one. And it doesn't matter which because their timeline doesn't make sense anyway, and it never did.
I was going to say, if it's the same one, the only way I'm going to be fine with that is if he addresses how screwed up his timeline is.
Yep, exactly.
Like, say this is Patrick Stewart from X3.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever one he gets exploded in by Jean Grey. Whichever one that is, that's the moment he popped out of the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
That caused a little fight. What do they call it in Loki? Where it splinters off. I can't remember.
Variant? No.
No, he would be a variant.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what the. It's not a Nexus point, is it?
No, I can't remember.
Help us out.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's really gonna bug me now. What it's called? Is it a Nexus event? No.
Was it a Nexus event? I think I see what you're saying here, though. I think X-Men 3 leaves him at that moment because you have the ending there where he dies and then he's back in the body at the end, and they never address the rest of it. So you could, and let's be real, the first 3 X-Men movies are the ones Feige was on hands-on, and he was more hands-off on the third one anyway because that's when Marvel Studios kicked off, really. So. I could, I'm going to go with it's the same Professor X. To me, just makes sense.
Because you could quite easily, we know Sylvie bummed the timeline.
Yeah.
Right? That is because of Sylvie. If you want to, they desperately want to explain it and you have to show something, show that.
Mm-hmm.
When he dies, Sylvie's next timeline bombing happens and it causes Patrick Stewart to come out of the timeline.
Yep, exactly.
And because it's multiverse and there's no one clear, concise flow of time anymore, It doesn't matter when it happens. It can just happen.
See, I need the fanboy Snoke writing here to kick into full effect, where Doctor Strange is standing there. He's like, "Who are you?" And Patrick Stewart's like, "Let me tell you about this timeline. So the reason our movie's timeline have 7 continuities is because," and we're all just sitting there being like clapping like wild madmen. Be like, "Yes, oh, cinema."
Also, this shouldn't come as a shock that he's in this movie in the slightest, because the man literally told us he's working with Feige.
He did too.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I talked to him about a couple of upcoming things." It's like, oh, literally,
yep,
right there. Yeah. But now, is he gonna be Charles Xavier as well going forward?
You know, they did it with J.K. Simmons, so you know what? Just say F it and do it. Just do it. I don't care. I'm fine with it. And Magneto, I don't know what you do with him. Maybe you recast. Maybe you bring back. I mean, you probably have to bring back Fassbender, because I don't think McCallum can honestly keep doing Magneto. But
I'll be honest, I don't want Fassbender.
See, I like Fassbender, so I'd be cool with him.
He shouts. His role was just shouting.
Every time he's just going to be screaming at fans anytime he shows up. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want that. Get someone Jewish for a start.
Yeah.
Like, let's actually do it properly. No. Because you got to make up for Moon Knight. Like, Moon Knight, you get half a point. No. You get half a point for Oscar Isaac. You don't get much more than that. You need a full point.
Mm-hmm.
So, get someone like... Is it Jason Isaac?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get him. Oh. Him with Xavier, like... perfect. Yeah. Slight age difference, obviously. But...
It's just a slight, yeah. So, yeah, overall, I mean, the trailer brought up a lot of interesting questions to be asked, a lot of discussion. We're seeing a lot of discussion in regards to it, so fans are clearly happy.
You say discussion, it's just people bending over backwards for why Wanda's wrong. No.
I mean...
the next pandemic is back broken. Like, it's... Why is your back broken? I defended Doctor Strange. Like, okay.
Look, anytime anybody's going to bring up anything now defending Doctor Strange or Wanda, I just bring up how they're hypocrites for calling Magneto a villain. I'm like, so, you think Magneto's a villain, huh? And they're like, well, yeah.
He kind of is.
Well, no.
He outright murdered a dude.
No.
He turned a guy into a water, so he just, like, died.
There was probable cause and need.
It was there. That was cold.
Hold on. Let me call Keanu Reeves to teach me how to bend backwards even further, and I'll get back to you on how it makes sense in my head. But look, I honestly, Doctor Strange, the first trailer with Spider-Man got me excited, but this is the trailer. This is the one that gets everybody buzzing, and we saw that. Like, it's doing it, and I think they're gonna track it and be like, okay, what else do people desperately want? What's the reaction been like? Do we need to add more cameo hints or not?
I mean, they can't add anything else now because it comes out in May. It's close.
Yeah.
And then you run the risk of having like really bad CGI if you wait any longer.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So,
because this movie looks good. Like, there's not a single bit where it's like, oh, that CGI is bad. It's just like, no, this movie looks good.
It looks good, yeah. It does. Yeah. Which also is kind of amazing considering they did 6 weeks worth of reshoots just less than a month ago. And
it's true.
Boy, they're crunching on this one, which hopefully doesn't get the Spider-Man treatment where we're getting the film patched as we watch it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, we're adding Andrew Garfield's shadow into this scene. Watch the film again to see it completed. What? Oh.
I mean, as long as no one's like T-posing across the screen, I'll be fine.
That's how they added Wolverine.
You get the little you get the axis arrows for the drag, like click and drag as well. Just like, oh no.
Feige's editing the film in real time, dragging Wolverine onto the screen in a T-pose. Be like, make him go snick it, make him come out.
Now, speaking of cameos, though, actually, we know there's that literally quarter of a second shot of them going into an animated universe.
Uh-huh.
Who's in that one? Is the question. Because to me, it looks like the 60s Spider-Man colors. It's that like brown,
Yeah.
not a lot of detail, muted, and all that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
Do we get like a 60s animated lineup? Because they had like Iron Man and Captain America cartoons back then. Spider-Man. So do we get like a little Avengers lineup?
I'm gonna double down on my fanboy wet dreams.
Kazar?
No. They're going into the animated universe where they meet Kazar.
Oh. When did Kazar get animation?
I don't know, but this is my wet dream, so it's allowed. If I don't see sweaty men in jungles running and riding dinosaurs, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm excited. Look, whatever they want, I am just in for the ride. I hope that, unlike Spider-Man, I hope that there's a couple things that don't leak so we can genuinely be surprised.
I think this entire thing's out there now.
Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh. It's unfortunate. I don't know how they're getting it done in a minute.
Yeah.
No, because they could be like, oh yeah, we're going to put out fake leaks to detract from it. It's like, yeah, but by the time you start marketing and you show a trailer, people are going to be like, cool, they're fake. This is a legit one.
Yeah.
And then everything's already out there anyway. You need to actually like just stop it. But how would you stop it is the question. I suppose actually you could give a certain scooper an NFT and they might tell you who's giving them the information.
NFTs. That's our new thing. Every episode we gotta mention NFTs at least once.
I mean, this show's an NFT, right?
It's true. Not fully. I don't know. Not fully transcribed. That's true because I don't do the captions because I don't know how that works.
Non-functioning talking.
Oh, actually, that's perfect. That is what this is. That's perfect.
I'm self-aware.
How has this show made it this far and this long in this episode with so many so little topics at that? It's kind of amazing.
I was gonna say we've reached an hour. It's quite it's something. I want to see the retention rate for this episode.
Just gonna straight up fall off right after the intro. Be like, oh, these guys.